History isn't always made by grand designs. Sometimes it's made by a mess. In 1883, Thomas Edison was obsessed with a failure. His light bulbs were turning black on the inside. Looking closer, he noticed a mysterious shadow, a clear line where the soot didn't land. Curious, he inserted a small metal plate into the vacuum of the bulb. He found that electricity could literally jump through the empty space from the hot filament to the plate. But here was the kicker. It only flowed in one direction. Edison patented this as the Edison effect. He thought it was a curiosity, a quirk of physics with no commercial value. He was wrong. That tiny one-way jump of electrons was the first heartbeat of the digital world. He had accidentally discovered the world's first vacuum diode. To understand why this changed everything, we have to look at the invisible world of the electron. Why does electricity flow through a copper wire but stop at a piece of glass? It all comes down to the band theory. Imagine a stadium. The seats are the valence band, where electrons stay put. The field is the conduction band, where electrons can run free. In a conductor, the seats and the field overlap. In an insulator, there's a massive wall. But in a semiconductor, like silicon, there is a small gap, a forbidden zone. If you give a semiconductor a little nudge, heat, light, or voltage, the electrons can leap that gap. This ability to be sometimes a conductor and sometimes an insulator is what gives us control. By the early 1900s, scientists took Edison's jump and built the vacuum tube. But vacuum tubes were hot, fragile, and huge. The first computer, the ENIAC, used nearly 18,000 tubes. We needed a miracle. We needed the solid state. In the 1940s, researchers realized we didn't need a vacuum. We could do everything inside a solid crystal of silicon. To make it work, we have to poison it, a process called doping. Add phosphorus, get N-type with extra electrons. Add boron, get P-type with holes. When you put them together, you get the PN junction. At the border, a depletion zone forms, an invisible wall. Push electricity one way, the wall collapses. Push it the other, it grows. This is the modern diode. It's a one-way valve, smaller than a grain of salt. This simple junction is the yes or no of binary code. It is the DNA of every processor ever made. The diode evolved into a family of specialists. The Schottky diode switches billions of times per second. Without it, your 5 GHz processor would be a paperweight. And of course, the LED. When an electron falls into a hole at the PN junction, it loses energy. In materials like gallium arsenide, that energy is released as a photon, a particle of light. Today, we are victims of our own success. We have shrunk these PN junctions so much that we are reaching the limits of classical physics. The next leap? Graphene, quantum dots, or light-based computing. But it all traces back to a black stain on a glass bulb. We took a mysterious accident and used it to build a global brain. The revolution isn't coming. It's already here, hidden in the silicon.